There's a clash between competency and connection, or competency and creating connection with people. If you're trying to be competent with something that you're doing, one of the things that you'll find is you've got to spend a lot of time just putting the work in. When you're trying to kind of get ahead in your career or just in life in general, and you have to spend periods of time trying to get competent at something, you have to just put in a lot more work. If you think about someone who is doing the thing that you currently want to do, well, that thing that they are doing and you're learning how to do, you just need to put in twice the amount of work, if not 10 times the amount of work and effort as they are, because you need to catch up. I think that's something that I think about and struggle with creating the business and kind of doing all the things I want to try and do with that, because I've got this massive juxtaposition or this massive butting of heads between the things I want to achieve and the connection I want to try and build with people. And I think that's the hard bit that I suppose everyone goes through to some degree. One of the things that comes up for me a lot with like my mental health and things like that, or the thing that kind of makes me go inward, think about my and I'm overthinking or contemplating what's going on in my life, is my want to be a provider and the state that I'm in and the lack of being able to be that person right now. I saw a thing from like Andrew Tate today. I don't really know anything about him. Genuinely don't. Like, I just know that there are some things that he says that make sense to me. Same thing as like if you look at Jordan Peterson, for example, there's a lot of things that Jordan Peterson says that make sense to me, but for a lot of people, Jordan Peterson is an outrage for whatever reason, right? And what Andrew Tate was saying, I wonder if I can find the video, because I sent it to someone. So give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can find it.
Take it from me, a billionaire with Paganis and Bugattis and Yescos and penthouses in the sky and homes all around the world and a yacht and a private jet. The second you have everything you want, you're going to want something else. So you might as well get used to enjoying wanting things. In fact, one of the saddest days is when you realize you have everything you want and you lose that one day I hope to have. That's actually a fantastic feeling. That one day I hope to have, if I save up, maybe one day I'll get. The feeling that you have right now, you need to enjoy it. Don't be mad that you don't have what you want. Enjoy that feeling. Because once you have everything you want and you're sitting there with millions and millions and millions of dollars and there's nothing to buy, nothing excites you, you don't go to the mall, you don't want to go shopping, you don't want to look at links on the internet, you don't want to dream, all of it's done. You have everything, it's boring. Once that happens, you miss the days where you'd sit and go, man, if I save up, I can get that BMW. Or man, if I work really hard, I can get a Lamborghini. Or that $2 million watch, wow, that's life-changing for me. Once you have everything, then you sit around with all your money and you think, there's nothing to buy now but power. And that's why the rich people do what they do with politics, because there's not enough items on earth worth buying. So you
stopping it there because I don't know what he says on the next bit, but like the start of that is it really resonates with me. I think the reason it really resonates with me is because, gang, like, I think unless you do have everything, you're always in a state of lack. Like, you're always in a state of wanting more, you know? And I don't think that will ever change. I think you're always going to be looking at your current situation and going, this could be better. Like, you're just going to. I know it's difficult, right? Because, like, for a lot of us, and I think it is probably social media warping the brains and my brain of what success is, because to me, success, the level of success that I want it's not huge. I saw a thing ages ago, which is like, if you ask anyone how much money they want to earn, most people say around 3 times their current salary. And like, that's very true for me, because I'm like, that's the number that I want. And I imagine I'll get to that number and be like, oh, I want this next number. And it's just that thing of like, when is anything ever enough? And maybe it's not. And maybe it's just the state of lack. And this is where the thing of the man who loves to walk will journey more than the man who is just trying to get to the end destination. So the man who loves the journey will walk and walk and walk and will enjoy it more and get there faster than the man who's just trying to get to the destination. And I think that's something I'm really trying to embody at the moment, is like enjoying the fact that I don't have the things. It's fun to be in a place of I don't know, but it's also really anxiety provoking. And if you think of like the unknown and you think of the things that you're going after, they are in what we would look as the unknown. You don't know if it's going to happen or not. You have things that you think could happen, but you have no idea if this thing that you want is actually going to come true or not. And you're sat there and you're wishing and you're hoping and you're praying that this thing will come true, and you're working hard and you're doing all the right things to get to that goal, but you have no idea if it's going to happen. It's unknown to you. The thing about the unknown is it's really, really exciting. I don't know what's going to happen. How good can this be? I don't know what's going to happen. How bad can this be? And I think that's the game. That's the whole thing, is that you're going to go through that all the time. All the time. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think it is part of life. I spoke to a friend, the same client who I had the conversation with about like the kind of state of men and women I know. She was just saying, oh, I'm really content with everything at the moment. And I thought, that's like actually amazing, because I don't know if I've been content, or at least I don't know if I am content. I don't know if I'll ever be content. But I also know that that's a big drive. That's the thing that drives me. So it's like, do I want to be content? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I think men really need to redefine what they're after. Because you speak to women, and some women are like, there's men with zero ambition out there. And I speak to all of my mates, and we are all ambitious. And maybe it's my circle. Maybe I've got a really cool circle. And like, don't get me wrong, like maybe some of them within there aren't. But I've got like my inner circle, I think, is really tight of people who are trying to do shit and get things done and create a life and to win and succeed. And I think it's rare, but like there's things of like, you're gonna have to leave your old friends behind. I just don't believe it. I believe that you and your friends, the ones who are like on the same path as you're going to create that life if you keep chasing it, all of you. And that's part of where I'm at with things at the moment. It's just constant chasing. This is what I'm after. And to some people it's the rat race, and it may be the rat race, and like, oh, we need to escape it. We need to escape the matrix. But it's just like, well, maybe we just enjoy the matrix. Maybe we just enjoy the fact that we always are going to want something more. Maybe we just enjoy the fact that like right now I don't have the things I want, and I'm going to work for it and try and get there. And I have the motivation to do it. If you think of motivation, spoke about it loads on this channel, it's running away from something and running towards something. This the life that I want and the life I'm aiming towards and the thing I'm running from. And how amazing to just enjoy where I currently am. I get moments where I drop back in, right, to that fear, and it's all coming from within. I think it's a really good. We're gonna speculate together on this one. It's a really good thing to speculate on, which is why it comes up for me. Self-awareness, to me, is one of the biggest things that we can all have. And the reason I talk about self-awareness quite a lot on this channel is because I think self-awareness allows you to see your flaws and inadequacies as they currently are, not how you are trying to pretend they are, or not how you're like trying to convince yourself of. And I think the self-awareness has a really big purpose to help you to become better, to look at your current circumstances and know where you could improve and where things could be better. But I also think that the self-awareness can cause a lot of problems within yourself. It can cause you to constantly self-doubt yourself because all you see is your inadequacies and the things that are going on, right? So for me, when I think of this coming up for me today, it is just the fact that I don't know if it's going to work or not, the thing that I'm chasing. And it all links back to my bigger goal. So my bigger goal of wanting to be like a father and have like a family and kids and things like that, to me seems to be dictated on the work that I'm doing. And I had a really great conversation with someone today, and they were like, I like exactly who you are right now. Like, you've been so good for me over this past week, and I couldn't have asked for anything more from you, but you're asking for more for yourself. And it was a moment for me to realize that like, it's actually okay to be in a place where you don't have the things that you want. It's okay, because the things that you want and that you're chasing, you will eventually get, even though it doesn't feel like it in the moment and in the time. And for me to be able to go, right, that fear's come up again. I'm afraid that this thing that I want isn't necessarily going to happen. What can I do? It's a really good one to be aware of, to know, well, actually, the thing that I am chasing and the thing I'm so afraid to not happen probably will happen. And I need to continue to do what I'm doing, keep chasing and trust in that process that it will come true, you know? The state of lack will always be there. Your need and want to try and be something, if you're like me, will always be there. And if you have any level of self-awareness, you can see how far away you are. But true self-awareness would be able to check in with how close you actually are as well, and how far you've come and how well you're doing. With how the fears that have controlled me for probably a long time, like the things that I'm chasing and the goals that I want and the things I'm after, they affect me quite a lot. They've affected me for a long time, and I've had the realization that like it's all alright. Like it's all alright, and it will be fine. I think when you say it will all be fine and people go, well, how can you be confident that things are going to work out and things are going to be okay? You can obviously draw on proof that things have been okay in the past, but I think this is the time where you trust in your ability to just get things done. Trust in your ability to go above and beyond and do the things you say you're going to do, and when you're going to do them, when you want to do them. It's a goal. It's a path that I've always taken and a thing that I've always done, which is like, this is where I'm going. This is where I want to go. I spend a lot of time thinking about the future, and hopefully to some degree that means that I can achieve the things I want. And potentially, like, maybe me thinking about the future all the time, I know I'm rambling on, but this is basically an insight into my brain. Maybe me sitting in the future a lot and like planning forward and thinking about the things I'm going to achieve and want to achieve and working towards that is just a little bit of maybe me thinking about the future and planning for the future and always striving to achieve something and be better, relieve some anxiety of the inadequacy that I feel in the current moment. So in the present, when I feel a lack and I feel like I'm not doing what I should do and I feel like I'm not achieving the things I should achieve, that maybe me sitting in the future and the things I'm doing means that the uncomfortable feeling of the present doesn't affect me as much. And maybe I need to spend a bit more time being able to sit with what I'm feeling and the inadequacies rather than running from it. Food for thought, I suppose. Maybe that's the thing that I need to do. I don't know. Just to round out that little mini segment about some kind of goals and the inadequacy and things going to happen when they will happen, and trusting in the process. Trust in your ability to be the type of person that will continue to work hard to achieve the goal that they're going to achieve, and allow yourself the grace to enjoy the process along the way and enjoy the friction that comes with having something that you're chasing, and the friction that comes with like trying to manage life around that. Like, I suppose the thing that I've always struggled with, I don't know what this means or why, but I think the thing that I've always struggled with is the fact that like I want to achieve this goal, and I know the work that needs to go into it, and I know the sacrifice that needs to be made, and that anything that gets in the way of me achieving that, I can sometimes feel is a bit of an inconvenience. I can sometimes feel it's a bit of it's taking me and tearing me away from what I'm actually trying to achieve, and therefore it's not valuable, and therefore it's not something that I want. But I think within that you could end up losing much of the value of life, which is lived in the present and lived in the moment. And I think that's the balance that I'm trying to have. That's the balance that I'm trying to figure out, is how can I still be okay in the moment and enjoy the moment and fully be present when I'm thinking about the things I'm trying to achieve. It's a problem I've always had. I've always had this problem, and maybe it's something that I eventually will overcome. Like, because I think obviously you do overcome these things eventually, right? Even though sometimes it feels like it may not ever come true. I just think finding a way to sit in the present and enjoy it, and trust in your ability that you will do what it takes to get the things done that need to be done, and go through periods of time where you do have to put all of your focus into something, and that's okay. And then have periods of time, like this past week for me has been a bit of a break from work. It's been a bit of I know I'm sat here at, 9 o'clock on a Sunday, but this week has been a bit of a time where I've just had a break, and it's been all right. It's been fine. It's been lovely. It's been more than fine. It's been amazing, and I'm enjoying it. And I think that's the thing, is just like, it's all right. If you're someone like me striving for a goal, it's okay to have a break every now and again and to enjoy those moments, and just get the things done you need to get done when you can. Everything will happen if you're chasing after it and if you put focus into it.